Socrates made a distinction between philosophia, the love of wisdom, and philonokia, the love of victory. And he said that the greatest thing that thwarts the love of wisdom is the love of victory.
Right. I wonder if there's any difference between the love of victory and the worship of power.
I mean, most of the opponents that Socrates is wrestling with are the sophists, and they are definitely advocates about for that reality is power, and that having power is what you're after. They were they were deeply political animals in that fashion. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Well, so one of the things I've wondered about too in recent years is, so imagine that there are different forms of conceptualization and action that can lead to something approximating a higher order unity. And power would be one, because you can unify to some degree with power. I mean, it produces a counterposition, because if you use power on people, they tend to rebel. But at least for some periods of time, you can use command and force to bring together. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it's much better to bring people together in a unity under the aegis of something like the Logos, which is that game of genuine exploration and self-transcendence. But maybe there could be a corollary to that, which would be that if God dies, if the God is Logos and it dies, the deity that rises to replace it is power.
Wow, you do what you frequently do. That's very pregnant with a lot of possibilities. I mean, first of all, that notion of dialogos by means of a logos, and then I think that's something we practice, we should practice and do a lot of work about trying to help afford people being able to practice that as an explicit practice. So I think that's a very valuable thing to say. I think power. I think power is one of our senses of realness. I think, and we need it. You talk about this. You talk about the fact that we don't want to be overwhelmed by anomaly. We need to have some power. We need to be able to, our skills have to get a purchase on the world, right? So
yeah, I'm thinking not so much power. That's more of a Nietzschean notion of power, I would say, a functional. I'm thinking more of compulsion, right? Like that I can force you to abide by the dictates of my.
This is better than
power, with power as force, not power so much as
that
ability
mark of reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.